Hey, what's up guys? Hardleg Joe here with the What a Deck profile for the Dragunity Toolbox deck, as brought to you by Patreon sponsor Chad Stewart. I'm just going to go through everything in here and then I'll explain how it works. So for monsters, we're playing 3 Windrose, the Elemental Lord, 3 Dragunity Armor Mistletoe, 3 Harpy Harpist, 3 Garda the Wind Spirit, 3 Dragunity Drux, 3 Dragunity Legionnaire, 3 Dragunity Phalanx, and 1 Dragunity Brandistock. For our spells, we're playing 1 Raigeki, 2 Dark Hole, 3 Terraforming, 1 Foolish Burial, 3 Dragunity Divine Lance, and 2 Dragon Ravine. For our traps, we're playing 3 Icarus Attack and 3 Breakthrough Skill. The extra deck has 2 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragons, 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, 1 Red Wyvern, 1 Blackwing Nothung the Starlight, 1 Coral Dragon, 1 Dragunity Knight Gay Bulge, 2 Dragunity Knight Varjarana, 1 High-Speed Roid Chanbara, 1 Dark Rebellion Ixie Dragon, 1 Castell, and 1 Lightning Chidori. The side deck I'll go over in a little bit. So this deck is a toolbox, and what that means is it can do a whole lot of different things. Basically, you're just going to build whatever it is that perfectly counters your opponent. Mostly we do this through Synchro Summoning. We can make a lot of rank 6s and rank 8s. In particular, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is what you're going to be making most of the time. If you're unfamiliar with this card, it can once per turn, during either player's turn, negate monster effects, and if it battles a level 5 or higher monster during damage calculation, it gains attack equal to its attack. Very, very strong card. You need to make this with 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner synchro monster. So a little bit difficult, but fortunately Dragunities make it pretty easy. In particular, we make this with Dragunity Dux and Dragunity Phalanx. You want to get Phalanx into the graveyard, which we can do in a couple different ways. And then when you summon Dux, you'll be able to equip 1 level 3 or lower Dragunity from your graveyard to this card. So you'll equip Dux with Phalanx. Phalanx says if it's equipped, you can special summon it. So you special summon it, and it's a level 2 tuner. Along with your level 4 monsters, you could synchro them together to make any level 6 monster. If you want to make Crystal Wing, you're going to be making this Vajrana. I just call it Vaj. Yeah, it's immature, what up? When this is summoned, you could target 1 level 3 or lower Dragunity in your graveyard and equip it to this card. So once again, you'll just equip the same Phalanx. Same thing, you summon it again, and then you've got 6 and 2, which of course makes 8, and you're using a Synchro monster, and there you have your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Now, fortunately for doing this, we play Dragon's Ravine along with the 3 Terraforming. This is once per turn, you can discard 1 card and activate one of these effects. Either add a level 4 lower Dragunity from your deck to your hand, or send 1 Dragon-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. Dux is a level 4 lower Dragunity, so you can discard any card in order to add him to your hand. Obviously, if you have Phalanx in your hand, that's a great card to discard, because then you've got your combo right there. If you don't have Phalanx, then you can discard any card to put it into the graveyard. And we're playing a couple things, mostly Breakthrough Skill, because this can be used from the graveyard to negate effects during your turn. Alternatively, we've also got Harpy Harpist. If this is sent to the graveyard during the end phase, you can add 1 level 4 Winged Beast with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. And the only target we have for that is Dux. So maybe the first turn you can't necessarily set up something, but if you can discard a Harpy Harpist, you can put this in the graveyard and get Dux to your hand, so you have it set up for next turn. In general, this deck likes to put wind monsters into the graveyard because we're also playing Windrose, the Elemental Lord. This cannot be normal summoned or set, can only be special summoned from your hand by having exactly 5 wind monsters in your graveyard. And when it is summoned, you destroy all spell traps your opponent controls. If this card leaves the field, though, you skip your next battle phase. But it's got a beefy 2800 attack, and getting 5 wind monsters actually not all that difficult with this deck. So if you're going to make Crystal Wing, you're already getting 3 in there. You'll have your Dux, plus your Phalanx, plus your Vaj. If this gets destroyed, that'll be the 4th one. And of course, if you've discarded any of your wind monsters with Dragon Ravine, then you'll just have that 5. Of course, if you overshoot, if you end up getting 6 monsters in your graveyard, there's always Garda. You can banish 1 wind monster from your graveyard to special summon it from your hand. Just pretty nice for helping control the amount of cards in your graveyard just to help this. Or alternatively, you can, if you have 2 of them in your hand, you can go into some of your rank 4 plays, including Lightning Chidori since we're playing all wind monsters. Or you can use this along with Harpy Harpist or Dragunity Dux to make level 4 monsters. Harpy Harpist is great because its effect is specifically if it's in the graveyard and it was sent there this turn, you can add it to your hand. So even if you use it as Ixie material, or even if you really want to, you could send it to the graveyard with Foolish Burial. You're still going to get that search. Foolish Burial's in here mostly just to send Phalanx to the graveyard, because again, you want to get that to set up most of your plays. The rest of the monsters in here, just a little bit of tech. It's good to have some more Dragunities, and particularly this Mistletoe. I usually call it Mistletoe just because I can't pronounce things very well. This is a level 6, but you could special summon it from your hand by sending 1 Dragunity you control to the graveyard. And when this is normal or special summoned, equip 1 Dragon-type Dragunity from your graveyard to it. And this is already level 6, so along with this, if you have Phalanx, you can make your other level 8s like Red Dragon Archfiend or Stardust Spark Dragon. If you have your level 1 tuner, then you can make Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, although that doesn't really happen very often. And this is pretty good just for setting up your graveyard too. If you already have a Phalanx, or maybe you search a Phalanx but you don't have a way to search Ducks and Phalanx, you can always normal summon this, and then tribute it to special summon this from your hand, and then you go into your rank 8 play, and then of course this will be in the graveyard from then on, so next turn if you can get Ducks, you can make your bigger plays. We're also playing Dragunity Legionnaire. He's kind of the same way. When he's normal summoned, you can equip a Dragunity from your graveyard. And of course, if you do Phalanx, you can make a level 5, which is why we got this high-speed Royd Chambara. Just good wind monster, another thing to add to your graveyard. And it has the potential to attack a lot. Its other effect is some nice spot removal. You can send 1 Dragunity equipped to this card to the graveyard to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it. As for the rest of the deck, most of it's just removal. We're playing the Icarus attack, lets you tribute a Winged Beast to target 2 cards on the field to destroy it. Most of what we're playing is Winged Beasts. Obviously these little tuners are dragons, and this is a dragon. But the rest of these are Winged Beasts, so they're all pretty good targets for it. We're also playing the Triumvirate of Destruction, 2 Dark Holes and 1 Raigeki, because being able to clear the field, very important. Also starting to come back in favor. Zodiacs really don't like Dark Holes and Raigeki. They don't float as well as some of these other decks do. The Breakthrough skill I already explained, just good like effect removal, and it's one of those things you can discard and not really have to worry about. Our only other spell is this Dragunity Divine Lance, one of the newer Dragunity cards. You can equip only to a Dragunity monster, it gains attack equal to its level times 100, unaffected by trap effects. During your main phase, you can equip 1 Dragunity Tuner from your deck to the monster, but you can only use that effect once per turn. So this is pretty nice in a couple different ways, most notably if you have Ducks and this. You can equip it to Ducks, and then use it to equip a Phalanx directly from your deck. So it's just an even faster way to get into your synchro plays. You can also use it with Legionnaire, every turn equip something and blow something up. It's also just a good attack boost to some of your Dragunity monsters, in particular Gay Bulge. This guy has the neat effect that when it attacks or is attacked, you can remove from play 1 Winged Beast monster in your graveyard to have it gain that much attack until the end phase. That's why we're playing the 1 Brandistock. You normally don't really want to use this, but if it's equipped to a monster, that monster can attack twice during the battle phase. So you can actually do kind of a cheeky OTK if you discard your Windrose, say for like Dragon's Ravine, and then you use Ducks. You can make Gay Bulge, equip him with the Spear, use the Spear to equip him with Brandistock. So not only is his attack going up by 600 and can attack twice, but then when you attack, you can banish Windrose and gain another 2800 attack. And because its effect is every time it attacks, and you attack twice, if you have like another monster like a Harpy's Harpist, you can get another 1700. So you can do massive amounts of damage with this. That actually real quick brings me into the side deck. One of the things I originally played in here was Cattle Call with Ultimate Falcon. If you're unfamiliar with Cattle Call, you could target a Winged Beast monster, and then turn it into any Winged Beast monster from your deck, but its effects are negated, it can't attack, and it's destroyed during the end phase. So a cheeky play with this is you get any of your Winged Beast, you turn it into Ultimate Falcon, and then you can just summon the 7 Sins on top of it and have a big 4000 beater. It was kind of a little too cheeky even for this deck, but the cool thing about it is because this is a Winged Beast, if this is in the graveyard, you can then use Gay Bulge and give it 3500 attack, and just that plus Windrose, just absolutely devastating OTK. While we're in the extra deck, I should notice Diamond Direwolf, pretty good, just a generic rank 4, but especially decent in this deck because you can destroy a Winged Beast card you control. Twin Twisters, I'd probably recommend maybe in place of the Icarus attack, just depending on what you're playing against. I found against like ABCs and Zodiacs, this wasn't nearly as important. Being able to destroy any 2 cards, even if you have to have a monster on field, usually a little bit better. But this works really well, lets you discard the things you need into the graveyard. We've also got DD Crow, just another Winged Beast, another level 1 you could discard to target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. Just a good little tech that works with this. Just a good, another Winged Beast. If you're playing the Cattle Call, it's a good target for it. And this guy, Prime Material Falcon, which I'd never seen used before, but it's when an effects monster effect would destroy spell or traps on the field, you can send this from your hand to the graveyard to negate the activation and destroy it. So not only is it another Winged Beast, not only is it another Wind, but specifically if you're playing against Zodiacs, they have that one, I forget its name, but it can destroy 1 card on the field. If they try to get rid of your Dragon's Ravine because it's only a 2, this can negate this. So this might be a nice little tech against very specific situations. Other than that, we're just playing a couple other different, I mean, you could play another Vag if you wanted to go into more rank 8. You could play a Black Rose Dragon just in case you get the mistletoe with the brand stock. Everything in here is pretty much, like I said, just a toolbox, just different things you can make. You can put whatever rank 4s you want in there. You can put whatever level 6 or level 8 synchros you want. I found these ones in particular to be my favorite, but really it doesn't matter. Whatever's the most mix for you. If more new ones come out, add those in too. So there you go. It's not the most competitive deck, but it has its edge. Probably a little expensive in real life, but if you're looking for an online deck, if you wanted to play something new, you could do a lot worse than this. And throwing in some rarely seen cards like Windrose is really nice. Being able to get those off. Being able to do a Gay Bulge OTK, always kind of fun. Next week, I'll be looking at a fusion archetype that I've done before, something that has some new support coming out. I'm sure people will enjoy it. Until then, good fluff, and have fun.